Hello, class. How you doing? Welcome to Graphic Symbolism G135. My name is Michael Maldonado, and I will be your instructor for the next several weeks. So, welcome to graphic symbolism. What is graphic symbolism? Well, graphic symbolism is this, guys. The best way to explain this is, and of course, it's all in your course overview. Everything's written up for you, but I just want to give you in layman's terms what is graphic symbolism? Well, graphic symbolism is a way to visually communicate without explicitly drawing what it is or depicting what it is you're trying to communicate. So how do you say mountain without drawing a mountain? How do you say sunshine without drawing the sun? How do you say fire or danger without specifically drawing fire? You create symbols, and symbols are used to visually communicate ideas and to express ideas without expressly visually drawing them out. So let's take a look at what we are doing in the class. So let's jump over here. I got my announcement written up here now. Every week I'm going to give you these announcements. Welcome to the milestone. And basically it kind of, what they'll do is they'll kind of recap last week's objectives, the week before, the objectives and the outcomes. We'll look for any patterns or any kind of trends and address those in the welcome to milestone announcement. And then we'll also give you a really detailed schedule so that you know exactly what's due and when it's due. And I do this so that you guys can concentrate on really learning the materials instead of fumbling around trying to decipher what's due when. And I know how much of a pain that can be. So just know that your schedule will be in there every week for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's jump over to week one, guys, shall we? Welcome to milestone one. So in milestone one, let's go to milestone one, and let's get out of there and take a look at what's going on. So our first task for milestone is creating this cover letter, and this is really cool because it allows you, instead of just saying, okay, let's introduce ourselves to the class and say three things that we like about ourselves or whatever. And that's a great way to introduce yourself. It's a good icebreaker, but it doesn't have any real world practical use. So what are we going to do? We're going to take on this hypothetical scenario that we're working for a studio. And in the studio, the welcome announcement is, your welcome assignment is going to be your cover letter introducing yourself to said studio. Each milestone has learning objectives or learning activities, required activities. These are the meat of the classroom, guys. This is where you find everything you're going to need. And also linking out to other sources, which I will definitely provide outside resources for everything that we have covered in the learning activities. And required readings here and are always here, and this will link you right to your textbook. Okay, then you have your task overviews. For this, your task overviews right here. This is a summary of your task overviews, and then the M1 task one is the actual overview itself. So task one is the cover letter. And just read through this. It's basically you're taking this hypothetical scenario that you're working for Heads Up Media, which is the studio that we'll be working for through the class. And you've been hired as a junior designer, and basically that's what you're going to do is you're going to you write a cover letter to introduce yourself to your staff and to your art director, myself, and your class. Excuse me. Then in task two, and then here's your submission specifications for that. Every assignment has submission specifications, so definitely check those. Let's go jump over to milestone one, task two. This is your creative brief. Okay, so this is where you're going to decide what projects you want to work on for the term. So choose wisely, guys, and really read the project brief. Go over here, right? Read this project brief. I'm over here in the main course page, and there's this project brief. Play the little video here and really read through this, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And please understand, go through the whole brief so you know what's in front of you. And it's really important that you know what's in front of you before you start any project. That's just the truth. I mean, you really want to know what what your end game is before you really start out here. So definitely go through that project brief. Back to M1 task 2 is that creative brief. I'm sorry, the project brief. And then back to M1 task 2 is your creative brief, which you will submit this week as well. And then your final submission for week 1, which will be your task one, sorry, your M1 task one, M1 task two. And as you see, what you have is you have a chance to submit your work. You'll get comments, and then you'll have a chance to address those comments and adjust the work for your submission, for your final submission. This way you can gather all the points that are available. So in other words, if you miss a couple of things in your cover letter, I'll mention it, and your classmates will probably mention it too. But I will definitely mention what's missing from the requirements so that you can address those missing elements, adjust your final your work for your final submission. Okay. Please note, if I make comments on your tasks and those comments aren't addressed in your final submission, there's a real good chance you won't receive full points for this final submission. Okay. The reason being is because you need to address all of the comments that are presented in the tasks, unless otherwise specified. All right, so that's welcome to Milestone 1. That's kind of a look at the class. Oh, guys, see this questions for the professor right here? Use this for your questions, any kind of questions that you have. Don't email me. Not that I don't like getting emails. I love getting emails. I really like getting to know my students, and emails is a great way to do that. But for questions regarding, that are pertinent to the class, make sure that they go in as questions for the professor, because that way other classmates can see the answer and benefit from that answer as well. And there's a real good chance that if you have a question, there's a great chance that one of your classmates has the same question. So let's go ahead and address those questions appropriately. And in that regard, we'll keep those in the questions for the professor. Now, if you have something of more of sensitive in nature, more personal, maybe some personal things you need to talk about, that's when you'll email me. So keep in mind, this is a public forum, so no confidential stuff in here. Okay, that's what I have for week 1, guys. Listen, I'm an open door guy. My goal is for you to pass with a high A. And that's what I shoot for. I shoot for 100% retention. I don't want any students dropping. I want everyone passing. I want everyone engaged. And I will push you that way too. So if you're not engaged, if you're late with assignments, you can probably expect to hear from me a couple of times. So, and the only reason I'm doing that is just to say, hey, come on, let's go. We got some stuff to do. And that mimics a real world studio, because in a real world studio, if you miss a deadline, you're going to hear about it from your creative director. Okay, guys, that's what I have. Again, I'm Michael Maldonado. I'll be with you for the next few weeks. Really, really super approachable. I'm a really nice guy. Guys, don't hesitate to get with me. I'm not one of those instructors that's going to try to make you feel bad about your questions. I'm just here to help you get an A and to really meet your objectives and meet your goals. And that's my promise. All right, guys, I will see you in class. Thank you very much.